Okie dokie, everybody, welcome back. You're here at the Fox Den with Peter Voss, the Papa Fox, and we are going to be playing Pillars of Eternity by Obsidian Games. I did say I was going to play Hegemony 3, but I had a bit of a change of heart on that. I'll probably be getting to that some point later in the future, but I was having some recording issues as well as some different personal tastes. So, this is an isometric RPG game, kind of like Baldur's Gate, if you're familiar with that. A little bit kind of like Diablo games, but more turn-based than that. So, without further ado, we are going to start a new game. We're going to start this on normal. Normal difficulty requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. It is not recommended for newcomers. And I am not a newcomer. I've already beaten this game. This is not a blind let's play. I could do story mode, but let's go ahead with normal. I figure you guys might want to see some difficulty in here, so let's go. Obsidian Entertainment presents Pillars of Eternity. And if I sound a little bit nasally or a little bit schnorfly, it's because I'm still recovering from a road trip. I just haven't had a chance to, sleep in.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
I love the voice acting for this. It's not completely voiced over for the entire game, at least even for some of the major characters, but for the parts they did a fantastic job. This episode will primarily be, as you can see here, it'll primarily be character creation. So I do love what they did with all of this. You'll see what I mean later when we choose cultures. Their cultures tab is absolutely fantastic. Okay. Yeah, you see here, the place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like the Ader and the Deerwood place them at the forefront of military, politics, and heavy labor. Among the tribes of the Nastak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Glanfath, and the Ixmatil, men and women have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. And since I, am a guy, I think for my first playthrough was actually with a woman character. So this time I will go with a guy. Sniff. Human. There are the different species. Of course, you got your elf and dwarf. You also have the Orlans, which are a little bit kind of like gnomes, I guess. And then you have godlike. Godlikes are pretty interesting characters. Human. Resolve and might. Resolve and might are actually pretty important in this. I actually think I might go with a godlike. No. Yeah, sure. Let's go with a human. I have my reasons. Savannah folk, ocean folk, meadow folk. Fighting spirit. They all get fighting spirit. Let's go with the Savannah folk. You know, I love the Great Plains area. I just traveled through a bunch of Colorado's backcountry, and it's quite beautiful. Okay, now what are we going to be? We could be a barbarian or a paladin. There's chanter. Chanters are great. I played a chanter last time, and it was absolutely a pleasure to fight as. So ranger, rogue, monk. Let's see, monks, a variety of blah de blah de blah, even mercenaries transcending suffering. No weapons equipped, their unarmored attacks are exceptionally powerful and continue to increase in damage as they gain levels. I haven't ever actually played a monk. I think let's just go ahead and do it, you know? Why not? Why not? Peter Voss the monk. Okay. Swift strikes. The monk's hands become a frenzied blur of attacks. Increase their attack rate for a brief period, for 10 seconds. Torment's reach. Exploits the shared bonds of universal suffering between all beings. The initial target is hit with a powerful blow. Deals additional damage. Enemies in a cone behind suffer crush damage. Let's go ahead with Swift Strikes. I want to make sure we get our melee game going really well. Okay, so here we have a bunch of different attributes, as you can see here. If you're familiar with Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, a lot of these will be familiar to you. They sometimes do a little bit of interesting other things. Resolve is, again, fairly important as far as dealing with people in, like as it says here, intimidation checks or convincing and leadership and all of that. But since we are a monk, we are going to be high in dexterity, highly recommended, and just recommended from might. Let's get that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that just up. And let's do that. I want to be fairly resolved in what I do because, again, eventually at some point you're going to need resolve to pass a few checks. It's not going to be very perceptive, but you know, we're going to be a leadership monk. There we go. Okay. Now we get our culture. We can be the Ader, the Dreadfire Archipelago, Ixmatil Plains, Old Vela, Rauatai. Last time I was a Rauatai. There's the Living Lands and the White That Wends. No, necessarily. Maybe. Dexterity, Dreadfire Archipelago. Oh, that might be interesting. Ixmatil Plains. No, we're the Savannah folk. We're gonna be from the plains. Yes. Let's do this. And I like the outfit we have too. So let's go with that. Oh. There. Next, background. What background are we going to choose? Could be a scholar, a philosopher, mercenary, hunter, a dissident, merchant. You know, given recent events, I think let's go ahead with a philosopher. We're going to be a philosopher fighting monk. Let's go with that. Appearance. What shall I choose as my face? Nothing with a helmet, of course, because we are a monk. And we are human. Let's see here. Clickety, clickety, click, 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 click. Let's go with that guy. You know, it is what it is. Okay, I actually like the colors for this scheme. Facial hair. Let's give ourselves, you know, a nice little beard. Head. Let's go with that. Hair. Yeah, let's just go with that. Let's have something that kind of matches up with what we're doing, except for the hair. Let's go with the red head. Okay, let's choose our...
Yes.
Watch and learn.
Stand together.
Steady does it.
I'll lead the way. Ha!
Silence surrounds me.
Let's see. Don't want to do mystic.
Yes?
Watch and learn.
Let's go with smooth. We're going to be the smooth philosopher monk. Name, of course, will be Peter Voss, the Papa Fox. Accept. And done. Caravan Master Odima. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
He nods in your direction. Sparfle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Okay, what should we... Let's see. Where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out here?
Not if you hurry about your business.
Yeah.
And not if the weather holds up.
What kind of weather did it
This
get
time
out
of
here?
year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
I don't think I care to either. What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Soul butchers. I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on.
Huh?
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eye at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some spring berries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Well, there we go.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Yep, okay, well, that's the end of the episode, so we're going to leave it off here, and then we'll get to the actual game proper. If you've enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, or give me some feedback, or even if you like my other work, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's great to see you all here at the Fox Den. I hope you'll pull up a chair next time for some more Pillars of Eternity. Alright, take care. Bye.